Hello guys, good evening everyone. So we shall continue with the topics and what are the previous concepts what we have discussed. I hope you get it in the group, the recorded sessions I have put in display in the group. Please collect it from there and go through it. So we shall continue the session as in the previous class we were talking about access modifiers, methods and constructors. Today we shall look into some of the concepts of OOPs in Java which are like encapsulation, inheritance and polymorphism. So I'll share my screen. Guys, just hold on a second. We shall dive into the concepts of OOPs. So as I said in the previous class, you are able to see about access modifiers which you have like private, protected, public, default. So I will recollect them for you. Default is like whatever the things you share, it will be from like the parent class and the child class. I will explain you like what is parent class and what is child class. I will explain you. And protected, so even that is of the same. Protected means for the attributes. Public and default, this thing we will be using in the classes, but when it comes to attributes, those attributes right. Wait, I'll take one example here. So here like what day is today? Today is Monday, right? I'll create a package on today's day. And when I say package, look guys, why I'm giving the name here at as Monday means because on that particular day I'm going to explain what package is. So package is set of classes which interact with each other. So whatever the logic you have to write the different classes inside a package, and that package can have the accessibility to different classes based on the access modifiers what you are going to use. So I'll just create a package on the name of Monday so that we are going to execute all the examples here. So as I said, I'm going to create a new class, and I shall start the proceedings with encapsulation. So when I say encapsulation, it is like whatever the logic you have, that logic cannot be seen but the logic works. How? I'll show you here. I'll create a new class. Here I'm going to create a new class which is student. I'll just create a class, no need of main method here. So here what I'm going to do is that it's getting created, it's getting hanged. So this is my public class student, and I'm going to create an attribute here, string name. So this is the string name here, and I'm going to create another class like student1, and here I'm going to have a main method. So as you can see, as I said before, this is the attribute, this is the attribute what we are having here, this is we call attribute. And if I have to access this attribute, I have to create the object. So I have to create the object. How am I able to do that? I am able to do that using student. So this student, this is student1 class. I am going to create student s is equal to new student. So what I did here is that look here in the student I have used the attribute, and here this student is the class, and here in this student1 class I have created an object of this class. I am able to create this because this class I have used the attribute which is like public, so I can use that object here. And suppose I have a package here in the methods, and I am going to create a class here, new class, and here I am going to write student2, and I am going to create public static void main, and here I am trying to access the student object. Student s is equal to new look, I have lot of classes. Like now I have in the methods this student class I have. Yeah, it looks somewhat confusing for you guys, so I'll create a new class. Wait, the class what I have not been created. I think student I have multiple classes, so just ignore it for now. I'll just type from the beginning. I have multiple classes as student, so I'll delete it. So here in the Monday package I am going to create a new class of employee, and I am going to create finish, and here in this employee what I am going to do is that I am going to make use of a attribute. how to declare an attribute string name, and here I'm going to make a new one which will be like employee main, and here I'll have a public static void main method, and here I'm able to take the object of the employee E is equal to, this is how you create an object. So now I'm able to access that attribute. How? S dot name is equal to, I can declare the name Vikas. I'm going to declare the name Vikas, and I'm going to write SYSOUT. So this is not S, this should be E, because E is the object name, and inside this I'm going to ask what is E dot name. It has some errors. Name cannot be resolved or is not a field. Why? Because here I have given default, so I have to give this as public. Look here, once I give this as public, now the error will be removed. Look here, now I'll give this attribute as public. Now if I run, you are able to see that I got, look here I have no attributes in the employee main. You can see that I have no attributes in the employee main. The employee, whatever I am getting, it is from this class. So once if I made this public, and if I can use this here, if it is public, and here this class object I have created here in this package employee main. Now observe here, in this Monday package I have created. Now in the methods package I am going to create a new class, employee 2, and have a main method here, and I'm going to create an object employee. Look here, employee E is equal to new employee, and here again I'm going to insert E dot name is equal to Rajesh. Now I'm able to ask the output here SYSOUT E dot name. So if I run this, look, you are getting this Rajesh, and the difference what you have to observe is that here in the Monday package I have an employee class, this employee, and using the object of this I have created one class inside the same here employee main, and inside this I have created employee object, and the attribute which was in main I can assign it. And here in the employee 2, it was inside the methods Monday and methods. These are two different packages, but I am able to assign. How? I am able to assign it only because the class here was public. Now if I remove this public, it becomes default, and I'll go employee main and I'll run this example. Now if it is public, I want to check whether it runs. Look, this example runs, employee main example runs. Why? Because employee main and employee are in the same package. Even though the class is not public, it is helping that, it is knowing that this class is inside the same package. You can take access of the name. And observe here in the employee 2, which is in the method package, here you are able to see error. Let us see what the error is. Employee cannot be resolved into a type. And why it has been not imported? The type Monday employee is not visible. So when you declare a class without any access modifiers, it can be used by other class only which is inside the package. Look here, only inside the same package you can use, even if you have not mentioned public. If you have mentioned public, then it can use wherever you want inside your project. It can be used in the methods package, loan customers package, interest calculation package, wherever you want. So this is the first difference between public access modifier and default. So when you have not mentioned anything, this we call it as default. So once when it becomes default, it is understood that this class attributes can always be used in the same package, not wherever you want. Only if it is public it can be imported. And again, this should be also public. If not, even if you make this as public, it gives you errors. So if I make this public, look here, in the default it is accessing, but here you cannot access because the attribute is default. When I say default, it can be accessed only in the class which is inside of the same package. Here look, here there is no error for this object. For import you got no error, but for name you got error. So you have to make use of the public string so that it can be used in a different package. So this is about public. When you have a public access modifier, it means that it can roam wherever you want. You can change its value, you can assign it, you can call it wherever you want. When it becomes the default, it is understood that you have to use this class or attribute only where the another class, where it is in the same package. Whatever the classes you are going to create on Monday, only those classes can have access to this employee class and string name. And one more main thing what you can do here is that the another thing you have is that private. So when I make this private, this employee, now just forget about this employee Java 2. Now let's come back here, which has default. So when I say default, you can use in your classes, right? Whatever the same class you have. I'll close these methods. Hope you guys got the clarity between public and default for the class and for the attributes. So coming back here again, with the default method you are able to use this access attribute here. So I don't want this attribute to use anywhere else, so I'll make this private. So once when I make this private, look here, even if it is in the same class, it will give you the error, you cannot use this attribute. So this is about the private attribute. So for class you cannot make private. For class you cannot make private. You can make either public or default. You are going to use abstract final going on the further sessions. For now just understand that for class you have only two options, either public nor default, and you got to know how public and default works. So going on to the second example, now you have an attribute. You have an attribute but you cannot use it in the same class, ename. How you want to get access of it if in this class you don't have the attribute? Look, this string name can be used in another class. If I have made this private, how I'm going to do that? I'm going to generate, look here, you have to press the on your class, you have to click the right click and you have to go for the source. When you click on the source, you are able to see generate setters and getters. Once you click this, you have to select the attribute what you want to select. Then if you give generate, look, now you have got two inbuilt methods which are public string get name, public void set name. So what this method does when you generate means, this private attribute what you have written, right, string.name, you can assign the value, you can assign its value using this method, and you are able to get that value using this method. You cannot do like this, e.name is equal to Vikas and e.getName print. You cannot do this. This is all happening just because of this private keyword. So you have generated the methods. Now how you are going to access those methods? That thing you are going to do that by, so you have created the object and here you have to initialize. So I will comment it out because right now it is giving me errors, so I will comment it out. So how to assign values which have private attribute? It gave you error, right? So now what I'm going to do that, e dot set string name. Look here, this is the method. Look here, set name null. This you got from here. Look here, set name, and you got the null because the parameter you are going to get there. Here look, that is why you got null. I have to initialize, set the name like this, not you using the previous method what I have used here. Look here, this is not the way to set when the attribute has private keyword. You have to set it by the method which you have generated, e dot set name, and here you have to give the value Vikas. So this is how you set the value. Now this is how you got the value able to print. How you are going to print? E dot, like I will print out directly. Look here, sorry for that. So here in the println, here you used e dot name so that you got Vikas, but here you have to do e dot get name. And how you are getting this get name? By this method, this get name. So when you call this method, it will return the name. So what is the name? This name is nothing but the value what you are going to assign here. And what is this name? This name is the attribute. Look here, this is of blue color, and here you can see this dot blue color, and here that blue color is equal to value what you are going to assign, that will be of the name which is brown color. The brown color is something you are going to pass here in the set name. So observe here, this is the brown color name in the set name which returns the value. This dot name is equals to Vikas, and by get name you are returning this name. So if you run this, no errors. Now you are able to get the value. Look here, you are able to get the value. So I'll change this to Rajesh. So now you got Rajesh has value, but only you are going to use this getters and setter method if a class have an attribute which has the modifier as private. So you are going to use these two methods so that you can have the access in the different class. If the attribute is not private, you can directly use this method. E.name is equal to Vikas, system.out.println, E is equal to name. And I'll show another example here. So I'll just make here public string name. I'll just use this, and here I'll make this name. So look here, what is the difference you are going to get here? If I run this, the first enum is equal to, the value will be Vikas, and the second one what you are going to get, Rajesh. So these are the two methods you are going to get access of an attribute of different access modifiers. So this is public modifier, look here, this is public string name which you can directly use like this to assign values, and this is private. So when you say private, it is like a private, the whatever the thing you are going to do, it should be inside the class. If you want to access it, you are going to do that using clicking on the right click, source, generate setters and getters method, so that these two method will be given by the Java compiler, and this method to set the value, and this method is get the value. Look here, I have used the set method to set the value to Rajesh, and I have used the get method to get the value of the Rajesh. So this is all about encapsulation. This is what we call encapsulation. Anyone having any doubt here, guys? Asha, Aishwarya, Amrut, Saraswati, Bhagya, any doubts here?
No, sir. No, sir.
So this is all about the encapsulation. So going on, you will be having multiple example based on this. So no need to worry, just know how encapsulation works. If you have an attribute which is of access modifier private, and if you want to access it in a different class of the same package, we are going to use getters and setters method. So this is the one thing what you are going to use. So going on, we will be having multiple examples even more. So now we shall go for the inheritance class. So I'll close this package, I'll close this employee and this thing. Now when it comes to inheritance, inheritance is something that has carried from father to son. Whatever the father has right, that is going to be get to that access will be given to the son. You cannot give it to others. So that you call inheritance. Genes, you heard about genes in the family, like if you have something health related issues, that can be got, that can be the reason from that you have got it from your grandfather or father. Like some of the issues where you'll be having a backbone every time now and then, headaches, that will be using of glasses, all these things, that you call you got it by genes, which are like inheritance. The one thing what is mentioned in one class, that is going to be inherited in the other class. The main class is called the main class, super class, or the parent class. The class which is going to get that access will be called subclass, child class. So I will show you here with a live example. I am going to create. With a live example, I am going to create a class of parent class. Look here, I am going to create a class. In this parent class, I am going to create a name parent class. And here, no need of any methods for me, for as of now, I don't need any methods. Okay, so this is the parent class. It is taking some time to display here. So once it gets displayed, I'll show. So this is the parent class, and inside this class, I'm going to use at the attribute what I said before, string name empty, and I'm going to use a method which will be like void property. Got it? I'm going to use a method void property, and I'm going to mention the logic here, sysout. So what the father has, I'm going to write here. The father has like 2 bikes and a car. So look here, this is the parent class which has the string name, and you have void property. Okay, now as I said in the default, how you are going to use, now I'll create a son class, new class son. It's taking a little bit of time. So this is my son class, and here as the class is public, I am going to create a parent class. The object to create, I am going to create an object class like parent class, parent class p is equal to new parent class, and here as I said before, p dot name is equal to Vikas, and I am going to call the method p dot property. So you have 2 values here now, and I will run this example. So in the, as in the employee, I will show the difference here what you are going to get. So wait for a minute guys, I think my system has went crazy, so it is taking a lot of time. So now I'm able to see this example. Just hold on, guys. I don't know why it is taking this much of time. I think in almost a minute I'm able to get this output. Just hold on a second. As soon as this gets clear, you might wonder this was the same example between employee and employee main. So I'm showing you here the output. I wanted to show you the difference what exactly here it is, but it is taking a lot of time for the errors. Just hold on a second. I'll just close the program and I'll open the application. So no need to exit from the session. I'll show the inheritance examples completely. Once the inheritance concept has been cleared, then I will end the session. So I'll just stop sharing, but be in the session, guys. I will open the Eclipse again. So please go through the examples. What are the videos I have shown so far? Go there, because in your real examples what we are going to use is about all about access modifiers, classes and objects, and how to get access for them. So just hold for a second. I'm reopening my Eclipse. So once when the Eclipse opens, I'll show how it works. So now you are able to see my screen. Now again I have opened the Eclipse, and here in the oops I have this method class where I am having error because this employee doesn't have the access there. So I will just erase it off for now. Well, it is still taking time. So I'll just comment out the objects and everything so that no error will be shown hereafter from this page. So coming back to my, so let's get rid of this employee and let's go to the Monday where I have used the inheritance. So this is the parent class and this is the son class. So here I have used the string name Vikas and property. This property method is coming from here, this property, right? You are getting it here because you have created the object. So if you run it, you are able to get 2 bikes and car, but the name string has not been initiated, right? So this is one thing that you have to observe here, because the name you cannot access here because this string name is default. If I make this public and if I go here and if I run this example again, well, because I have not instantiated the variable SYXOUT, I have to get that name right, p dot name. So now I'm able to get the name. Look here, now you are able to get 2 bikes and car, and you might wonder, sir, the previous example what you shown, employee main and employee, sir, this example was the same, but you have used private, and we can understand that you used setters and getters. If it was not private, this is how you are going to do. So here this is the same thing. What is the difference here for the inheritance, you might wonder? The difference is that here in this I have used employee object. So when I say employee, this class object has been created, so I'm able to get here. But look here in the son, I have used the parent class, so I'm able to get these things. So now I don't want this parent class. Okay, now I'll comment it out. I don't need parent class. So when I use parent class, it is understood that you can have access. Now I have to create an object for this. Son class, s is equal to new son. So the previous we have used parent class, so I am able to get this p dot name and all those things. Now if I check for s dot name is equal to Vikas and s dot property, look here, you are able to get error because if you create an object of that particular class, error you didn't get, now you are getting error. So it's not like that always. So you have this object, so tell me for how many days the parent class is going to live there. You cannot create object for this class. Okay, if you create object, you can access it anywhere. You have to access this object based on the class where you are going to access it. So for this, if you have to create an object for son class, you have to extend the parent class, extends parent class. So once when you do this, no error is here. Look here. So this extends dot parent class is what we call inheritance. So if you go here in the employee main and if you create the object employee main here, even this you will get error here. You cannot create the new thing. It will give you error. So this object relates to this, so no error, you can access like this. But if you want to create an object of that particular class son and you have to access this class attributes. That can be done through by extending this extension. What you are using, this is what we call inheritance. So whatever the son property as, that has been extended by the parent class to the son. So the now son, who is Vikas, can have parents to bikes and car. So this is all about encapsulation, guys. Sorry, this is all about inheritance. And as I said, you can use this here, right? You can make this protected. If you make this public, any class can use. But if you want only your son class to use this, you have to make your attribute. Look here. Now if I use here in the other example, you have to make extend here. This should be not public. If you make this protected, when you use this keyword, so if you make this default, even though it can be used anywhere inside this package, if you make this private, it cannot be accessed whatever it is. You have to get setters and method. But if you have to use only in some particular classes, it can be used as protected. So when you use this protected, right, this keyword will allow this attribute can be only used whichever the class is extending this class. So that is all about protected attribute. If you make this default, it can be used anywhere it is going to be used. Okay, look here, you can use it here too. Even here you can use. Right now I cannot use because I already have a string name. But if you want that attribute to be used only in the child class, this son is child. So if you make protected, you can use it only here in the name. Only the classes which are going to extend parent class, those classes can make use of the attributes. Even if it is in the same package, it doesn't care. If you use protected, this string name can only be used wherever you have extended parent class. So this is all about inheritance, guys. This is all about encapsulation and inheritance. Any doubts here? I will end the session for today only about this because my system is getting a little bit of dizzy here. It's getting heated and so Eclipse is not working. So I hope you guys understand, and by tomorrow I'll get it ready. So for now I have explained encapsulation and inheritance. I will tell you again what is encapsulation. Encapsulation is a concept of OOPS in which an attribute is private and you cannot access in other classes, and when you want to access it, even if it is mentioned private, you have to generate setters and getters methods and use setters and getters methods to assign the value. You are going to use set method, and to get we are going to use get method. So this is encapsulation when the attribute is having private keyword. And inheritance means that is going to get some properties from the parent class to the child class. So if you have a parent class and if you have a string name and a method and you want these properties in the son, you can do it by creating an object of the parent class. But it is not always recommendable that you are going to create an object of the parent class every time, because parent class will not be there every time. You have to create the object of that particular class where you have to extend. So I have created son, and to use the parents property I have to extend it by parent property. And you have attributes, so this class gets extended. But if you want, look here, if I make this private, even though the class has been extended, and if you make this private, here you are getting this error. So it is not that once if you extend class, that doesn't mean that you can access everything that the father has. So what the father did here is that my son can take this, but my son cannot take this from me. So he made it private, you cannot use. Once if make this protected, it means that whoever I have son, how many son I have who are going to extend my class, they can use this name, that will be of protected. So if I make this public, it means that this attribute can be used by whoever they want, even it can be used by the neighbor. So this is all about the access modifiers inside the class for the attributes, and based on these attributes we are going to get the concepts of inheritance and encapsulation. And you have one more concept which is like polymorphism. I will just give a hint about polymorphism and I will explain the polymorphism tomorrow. So poly means many, morphism means a behavior. So you have one thing that can be categorized into different things, that we call polymorphism. So I'll give you a basic example of a girl. Look, when a girl has the age from 1 to 18, she'll be like a daughter to her parents. 1 to, like, observe this, just hear this example out. Girl, female, just take the example about female. This female from age 1 to 18, she will be a daughter to her parents, and from 18 until she dies, she will become a wife to her husband, and in between this age, when she gives a birth, she will become a mother. Like in between from 22, like that, how the time the son dies, she will become a mother, and when the son gives birth to another baby, she will become grandma. So the concept here is the female. A female can be a daughter, mother, sister, grandmother, but the single entity here is the female. That female can be mother, grandmother, sister, wife, daughter. So this is what we call polymorphism. One entity can be used as many. This thing what we call is polymorphism. Hope you got the concept of polymorphism. Entity is female, but this female can be daughter, mother, grandmother, sister, daughter, anything, but the entity is female. So that is about polymorphism. And in the polymorphism, the concept is of method overriding. So when I said about overloading, method overloading is like you have different parameters and different return methods. The same method, public int multiply, public float multiply, public double multiply. The method name is multiply, but the return type int, float, double we have changed. That we call method overloading. And here in the polymorphism, we will be having the same methods, multiply, 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 but instead of int, float, double, we will be using void, which is like function name remains the same, but the functionality differs. So this is about polymorphism and method overriding. I could have shown you the example by typing, but right now the system is getting little bit of dizzy, so that I am just giving you a bright explanation about polymorphism and overriding. And overriding is related to polymorphism. As I said, one entity, many forms. So one method, multiply, and it has many forms. As I said, female is the entity. She can be a mother, daughter, sister, grandmother, mother. So polymorphism, method overloading, these two things, tomorrow when the system gets clear, I will show you with example. So for today's class, I think inheritance and encapsulation is enough. Any doubts regarding this, guys, and any doubts about the basic introduction to polymorphism and overriding?
No, sir. No, sir.
What about Saraswati and Gayatri? You have any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir.
So this is all about the OOPS concept, where you have got examples about encapsulation and inheritance. Tomorrow I will show you the example about polymorphism and method overriding, so that this is what basic OOPS means in Java. So after that we will be having inner classes. There is also one more method, abstraction, and these things I will explain you tomorrow. So for now it's enough, I think, because the system is getting very heated up. So I'll continue the session tomorrow. I will share the video in the group, and please follow the videos. If you have any doubts, please do ask me in the group, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Bye guys, everyone, have a great evening. We shall meet tomorrow with the different concepts.